Good evening. This is the Rochester Board of Education, October 20th, 2020. This is our special meeting. In this meeting, we will have a short general meeting, but then we will have a Finance Committee meeting. And for some reason, I thought we were going to have governance. Is that correct? Or just the finance meeting, Kalia?
We are going to be entertaining a governance item as well as receiving our claims audit reports.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So I will call this meeting to order. Are there any speakers?
No speakers tonight.
All right. We will have a discussion on the monthly claims audit report, and we will do that now. And I would like to welcome the people from is it Nairaki Smith LLP?
Yes, Nairaki Smith. President White asked me to introduce the team from Nairaki Smith one more time, just as a reminder to everyone. We have outsourced our claims audit function effective July 1 of this year. And so our team from Nairaki is presenting their monthly report. Today, they'll be presenting the August and September reports. As per our last meeting, this is the second time they're presenting, but we have formalized our reporting schedule, and they will then be on a timely schedule with our Finance Committee special meeting. So without further delay, I would like to turn it over to our team from Nairaki. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Just a reminder of our names. I'm Darren Eckerbelly. You can see our names. We introduced Dimitri Vantilescus and as our manager, and Rich Vituli as our supervisor, really handling the day-to-day communications with the district and our team in-house at our firm. So we started July 1st, and within a few months, we're working closely with the finance team and with Anissa. We have now a schedule that looks pretty reliable into the future as to when we plan to have our reports reviewed at the district and work out all the details of how the report should read and any exceptions that need to be discussed. And then they'll be in your hands on a timely matter as the schedule calls for. So we're really happy that we're kind of up to date at this point. At the conclusion of this meeting, we'll have a calendar to work with. Our processes are mostly worked out internally, how we deal with things. And if we have any hiccups or delays that might come down the road from that calendar, we'll be in communication in advance of that to let you know. But we don't anticipate that. We really pride ourselves on staying on target and delivering the product to you. So it's meaningful and timely. So from that standpoint, as we get through today's meeting, we'll review August report and then roll over into September's. We'll be quite current, but we'll be as current as we can. And then October's closing out in 10, 11 days anyway, and you'll see a report shortly thereafter. So I'll turn it over to Rich to walk you through the nuts and bolts of the report. And Rich, you can take it away.
All right. Thank you, Darren. And thank you again for having us tonight. Just to go over our process really quick again, since we are presenting 2 months report to you. Our process, we audit 100% of the claims against the district. We're looking for proper purchasing procedures. Purchase orders are in place and funded. We are also looking at each invoice to ensure accuracy of all of the claim against the district, both dollar amount, date, vendor, that it pertains to the district, comparison to your rates per quotes, bids, or contracts, that the payments have received proper approval from a supervisor of that area, and that they're legitimate claims against the district. We'll jump right into the August figures. So we've audited 1,123 claims against the district, totaling $753,716.45. And we have made observations or have inquired about 236, totaling approximately $3.5 million. And at the end of August, August 31st, we had 68 outstanding inquiries, totaling approximately $26,000. All right. Just to kind of be transparent in regards to that, going into the September report, you'll notice that this number is decreasing. We are following up on those outstanding inquiries on a daily basis, and we are reviewing and improving those in the same fashion that I explained earlier. Our first table here kind of just lays everything out based on a systems by systems basis. So you'll see the totals applicable to PeopleSoft, Concur invoices, Concur expenses, as well as P-card transactions. And it has, as you can see, they total to the figures presented on the right. Is there any specific questions pertaining to this table?
I have a question, so I'm just gonna jump in.
Sure.
In reference to the P cards, because it was my understanding that the P cards were frozen. So I'm just trying to understand if these outstanding inquiries were prior to the freezing, or if it's semi-frozen and some you are starting to see things coming in. Just a time frame, I guess, of the P card specifically. Definitely
understandable. So it's important to understand that we're on a month lag with P cards. So there is a note at the end of the Exhibit 1 that this month's P cards are pertaining to July transactions. So the payment was made in August. So this is the August payment, but July transactions. So that would be the same. So like July's were June transactions. September's will be August transactions. So we are on a lag, and the expectation is that we are going to have a decrease in the total number of transactions probably in the next month.
Any other questions from the commissioners? And let me just interject here. I can't see the screen because I'm on my phone. So if you have any questions, just feel free to just ask the questions.
Hi, I'm the parent rep, and this is my first meeting. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind explaining the scope of the audit and what you're focusing on.
No problem. So we focus on 100% of the transactions and claims against the district. So our role as the claims auditor is to audit those claims in conjunction with the district's policies. So the district has a procurement or purchasing policy which we follow, and there are certain requirements per that policy and per New York State Department of Education law that are required, and that's basically how we are conducting our audit for the district on behalf of the district.
And in order to add to that, we making sure that the district follows and is in compliance with the district's purchasing policy. And as Richard said, that we look 100% of all the claims that leave the district, whether it's through the PeopleSoft software, Concur expenses, and P-card transactions. And our team is focusing, whether the district is following these procedures. And the scope is for us to look at all these applications, all these transactions, and look at, as Richard said, whether there's proper approvals, whether the documentation is attached to the voucher packets. And what I mean voucher packets is that each payment has a purchase order, has an invoice, has quotes, and we look at all this information to make sure that they match, then, we have an accurate payment. I hope this clarifies that.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
Any
thank
other-
you.
May I just
Any-
add some clarification if you don't mind? So education law requires that the Board of Education reviews all claims or payments against the district prior to payment. So any payment of the district has to be reviewed by the board or the board's designee. So the board has hired NIRACI to look at every charge, that would be an invoice or a credit card bill, anything that is against the district that has to be paid. Claims is looking at those things on behalf of the Board of Education, if that helps. So that's the reason why they're looking at everything or 100%, because before a check goes out, NIRACI must say if it's okay or not, and if it's in alignment with practices. Just want to add that little point. Thank you.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Any other questions for Naraki? Well, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. The next,
I do believe we have one more report.
okay.
Make it brief.
All right, so this is September's report. So these are claims against the district from September 1 through September 30. We have audited 1,657 claims against the district and approximately $32.6 million. We've made inquiries or observations into 379 claims, totaling approximately $3 million. And we had outstanding at September 30, 122 or approximately $81,000 worth of claims. I will like to point out that the number, I know there's probably going to be a lot of questions about the number of outstanding this month as it pertains to probably P cards in particular. I do have updated numbers as of today in regards to the number of outstanding for those transactions, and that number would be 45 transactions and $15,804.77. So just so that the commissioners have an updated number in regards to those transactions. Again, the table summarizes, the number of transactions increase, resolved increase, and outstanding increase in detail by system. We also have an exhibit that details the nature of the increase. If you have any questions pertaining to this table or anything that's in that exhibit, we'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, I do have a question. I don't know if this was Commissioner LeBron's question before, but since I was having some technical difficulties, let me ask it again. What reasons have you found that we have outstanding claims? What's been some of the reasons that you found that in the August report as well as in the September report? You could just share some examples.
So an outstanding claim could come from various reasons. We could have something that we pointed out that needed to be corrected, and at the end of the month, it was not corrected to be submitted for a review again to us. There could also be a delay in the chain of both submitting documentation as well as the approval process, which we are working closely with the district to improve.
So
That would just be probably the two main examples.
So let me just follow up with that, so that at some point, you have not allowed payment then for these outstanding claims.
So in regards to PeopleSoft, Concur invoices and Concur expenses, those do not leave the district before our review. In regards to P cards, due to the nature of having a credit card, these are outstanding, and we are waiting for the collection of supporting documentation.
And what's the percentage of these that are P cards?
It would be percentage-wise, I could give you.
It's around like 87% for the month of September.
Okay. All right, thank you.
It's
Any other questions from the commissioners?
Those transactions take place, prior to our involvement.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we thank you very much for presenting. And if there are no other questions,
We'll need a motion to accept them for both August and September.
all right. All right, can I get a second? I think that was Commissioner Powell who made the motion.
Second.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen.
We need a vote real quick.
You know I haven't done this in a long time. Can I get a vote?
Aye.
Aye. I only heard myself and Commissioner LeBron.
I vote aye.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thanks for having
All
us.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a great evening. We will go into the board goals and metrics. Is Commissioner Malloy on the line?
Yep, I'm here.
All
Hi,
right,
good evening, Vice President Elliott. So tonight we need to discuss the board metrics and goals and hopefully finalize those. I need to get to my other screen here. I'm just minimizing some screens, bear with me. Okay, so yes, we successfully established 3 core board goals for our district about a month ago with the assistance of, first of all, good evening, everyone. My apologies. But yeah, we successfully established 3 core board goals for our district about a month ago with the assistance of Sherry Johnson from the Monroe County School Board Association. We met Dr. Myers and her team about the district's strategic plan. And their plan is driven by the goals that we provide them. The goals that we came up with include improving the district's overall financial condition. That was our first goal. Our second one was increasing academic achievement. And our third and final goal was increasing equity district-wide. So using some of the feedback from our governance meeting last month, I reworked some of these with board staff prior to the audit meeting that we held last Tuesday. And some of the concerns that were raised by commissioners was the need for more specific metrics on each goal. You noticed last week that we reworded the goal descriptors to include some of that information or those revisions. And the metrics included some of the criteria we will use to meet those goals. For instance, analysis of graduation rates, test scores, revisits to district-wide studies, among other things. So we had a robust discussion at the audit meeting about this, and we were offered further revisions with the assistance of Commissioners Adams and Powell, as well as President White. And then we determined that it would be best to wait for input by Vice President Elliott, who is our new chair of the Excellence in Student Achievement Committee, prior to moving this forward to the October 22nd business meeting for approval. So I just have to give a shout out to Kalia, our board clerk, who took this valuable feedback that all of you provided and then incorporated everything into the document that you have in front of you. So I apologize for how hurried this all is, but we are in a bit of a time crunch for sure. I just want to emphasize before we, hopefully you've had a chance to look